Hey everyone, this is D1 of the Village Doctors. We're gonna give everyone some time to join in. We have an amazing interview planned for you all today. So I'm excited for this one. Very excited for this one. Hope everyone is doing good. I'm actually going to be playing some music in the background. Give everyone some time to come in. I see the message about the music. Let me go ahead and turn it down, Let me know. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me okay? Can you see if you can hear me? Okay. Okay. Alright, let me see if I can go in and request I don't think the music is copyrighted, y'all. I'm just put his name down here in the chat, see if we can invite him in. Invite. Sorry, bear with me, guys. Might have to. I'm just trying to find him so I can go ahead and send the message so he can join us on this live. He was here and then he wasn't here. Let's see if I might have to invite him again. let me, if you don't mind, I'm gonna just reintroduce myself for everybody that just joined. We're the main person. No, which is crazy. That's crazy. We haven't met in person. But, and I actually just moved down here. When you said down here is what? I came down here from DC, and I know you came down here from New York. Oh, hold on, you in Houston? No, I'm in Dallas. Oh, you're in Dallas. Okay, okay. But, this thing speak a little louder. A little louder? I'ma yell a little bit. I'ma just project. But yeah, so I came down here from DC. I'm in Dallas now at Baylor. Doing their, yeah, I know, doing their DMP program. So, hold on, what program you doing? The DMP program. Okay, okay, I got you. Yeah, doctor of nursing practice. So I'm D1 of the village doctors. My government name is Nnaemeka Nweke. I knew I was going to get excited for this interview. I'm trying to be professional. What is that? I'm trying to keep it together. Stop. I'm trying for the people. Trying to keep it together, people. Listen, okay. So I just came down here for my program at Baylor, but that's just a little bit about me. But they're really here to see you. They're really here to talk about you, to know more about you. So before I let you
Mo, it was real saucy.
Let's get to it. So I was talking about where I was in college and biology degree. And then after then it was getting to medical school, which was, had its challenge, but we made it, and now we here.
Yeah. Talk about why you chose PM&R, because you mentioned pharmacy at first, but
so,
that didn't pan
out. The journey
to
get to where I'm at right now began like this. Like I said, I wanted to go into surgery, specifically orthopedic surgery. So that was my, pursuit. That was my hardcore pursuit, to be honest. Just off the strength of what that crossroad did for me, put me back into position to still play, so my core reason of going to medicine was because of that, just in general. But at that point I narrowed it because that's all I knew. PM&R became known to me almost right before I got out of med school, because you could talk to a lot of people that could finish medical school and never know about this field.
Yeah. Yes,
So
that's very
it was
true.
snuck in in front of me, and when I saw that it was under the umbrella of what I wanted to do, when I was having difficulties, now I started to say, what do I do best? What roles can I play based on my gifts naturally? There are many roles you can play. It's just
Yeah.
different positions, you know.
Yeah.
So I saw the package, and I said, I'm not going to reduce myself. I looked into the field of physiatry, and I loved it. So I
That's
love every aspect of the field, what it entails, and I ultimately saw my next phase after doing the residency. So it was in my difficulties that I stumbled upon the true calling in the field. You know, I spent a year before I even got into residency. I was working at a pain management clinic for a whole year, doing something below a resident, but a little bit more than somebody who's a resident.
Yeah.
If that makes a little sense. It was just
Yeah, more hands-on.
more
For sure.
hands-on and doing
Yeah.
things that's a lot more scrub work that had no end goal. It had an end goal, but it didn't have that goal that you have right now as a resident. You're doing things focused on becoming better at that field. Me, I was doing something at a level of a scribe, so you didn't know, you just trying to be better. You know, you just try to be better in all aspects. So you are criticizing every aspect of yourself and pay severely low for what you're working for. So I did that as a grind in between. And then ultimately that propagated me forward. And then I landed into physical medicine rehab, specifically here at Baylor College of Medicine in Houston.
So I want to piggyback off of the comment that you just made, you know, how much you love your field of specialty. But I do want to ask you, what do you find most challenging about your specialty?
I think, you know, I think PM&R has its variety, and the variety is also further exemplified based on where you're at, right?
Yeah.
It's program dependent, right? Physiatry at its core is broken down into spinal cord injury, traumatic brain injury, few musculoskeletal problems, so and such like that. So when you have a traumatic brain injury, you're thinking function from all the way down, right?
Yeah.
If you have a spinal cord injury, you're thinking function from that level all the way
Yeah.
down. And overall, we're thinking about helping you with your overall functionality. So if you have
Yeah.
little aches and bruises at localized areas, we also take care of that to try to help you improve. So we ultimately do this everywhere in the country. But every program has its variety in the sense the faculties are different. People who are trying to use their free time, free space to improve on the policy, to bring alertness to the field, to be in the community, to do many other things, you know, while you're still doing things inside of the hospital. So I think I found it easy and fun here where I'm at, in the sense that, you know, rightfully, you know, the learning so far has been benefit on the fact that I spent the whole year doing this outpatient stuff. So the beginning part right now, my residency, I've been doing outpatient stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and of course, you know, I'm comfortable in that setting very, very much so.
For sure. Yeah.
And now I'm gonna be doing 5 months straight of spinal cord injury. So I could tell you a whole different experience down the line, and you know, as far as how I feel, right?
For sure.
But I can tell you so far, so an experience of taking care of a spinal cord patient when I had a weekend call. So I had opportunity to cover the spinal cord unit when I was not in the spinal cord unit. So you can understand, I may not even know how to handle a spinal cord patient. But when I try to title it a spinal cord patient, it doesn't make them any different than a regular patient. The approach in this situation is, just because you see somebody debilitated in ways that you've never seen before does not reduce who they are as a human being.
Facts,
and the
facts,
extent
facts.
that you can intervene with that. I had a patient that, you know, I walk in the room, this guy had a spinal cord injury, paraplegic, young guy,
Mm.
you know, and he said to me something that was powerful. He said, I know I can't walk no more. So I picked up what he put down on the table. You know, I picked up what he put down on the table. I said, I like your perspective. I'm happy that you have this perspective because most people don't have this perspective in their situation. But it's the fact that you have perspective in your situation that makes your situation a growing point for you.
Yeah,
And
for
that's not
sure.
something anybody else can take. It's all about making the growing points. Whether you're walking, whether everything is fine, it doesn't matter how good it is. But it's about the growth that you're making. You gotta think about inside of you there's a seed that's growing that nobody is seeing. You feel me? You gotta think about inside of you there's seeds that nobody sees. So no matter the circumstances that how it looks on the outside, inside of you, you're growing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
All the time at that. Yeah, all the time.
All the time. So basically I asked the patient, you know, say, I don't know if you're a Christian or not, you know,
Yeah.
but you know Job, the book of Job, the story of Job. He knew where I was
Talk about
coming from. So I said Job lost all his possession. The devil tested said, God, I can test your son. Watch him switch on you type stuff. He said, all right, bet, go ahead. You know, gave him the allowance to do so. Destroy what he could do physically. What you can see that nobody could come back from. Oh yeah,
testing him
you
in
lose
every
one person
way.
in your life, you lose a possession, you know what I'm saying? You lose a day, you lose some money, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? You lose all that and you fold.
Yeah.
You fold.
But Job didn't.
He didn't fold.
Right.
He got
Talk
on his
about
knees.
it.
He got on his knees and said, you know, and basically he said like this, God, if I have you, I have everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I spoke that message to this patient, I knew I was running a little too long because what people can't do is give me happy feet. If my mouth and my feet gonna move at the same speed. You feel me? Because that's just what's in me. That's just what's in me. I can't stop it. You know what I mean? Once it's flowing and rolling, I'm spitting all day. So I say I gotta go see the next patient.
And we seen your happy feet.
You said what? What you said?
I said, and we seen your happy feet.
Oh,
we seen how you move with them feet.
Word. So as I'm leaving, right? As I'm leaving, the patient starts speaking in tongues. As I'm leaving,
what?
The patient starts speaking in tongues. I turned around, I said, hold on. I went back, I said, sir, are you speaking in tongues? He looked at me, he kept speaking in tongues. And I just said, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna let you rock. So I left. I'm catching a vibe. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? It's moments like that. It's moments like that that be letting me know. No matter what it looked like.
Yeah.
It's not about what it looks like. It's about what it feels like. That's that doctor's message point right there. That's my core message.
People don't know. People don't know that that's the doctor's message page.
You know what I'm saying? It's about what it feels like. So check this out.
Yeah.
So I did the do. Took my time, you know what I'm saying, rounding on all the patients. So the spark plug was the next day. One of my colleagues, they be getting us mixed up. We're the only two African Americans in the program, so they can't tell the difference when they see me and see him. But now they know. So he said he got to go down there to make sure that they don't mix us up, because they did. So as he went down there, they basically tell him, hey, I don't know what Buddy did over the weekend, but that patient is not today. So I'm going to a little workshop. He texted me. I'm thinking I did something wrong. He's like, bro, what did you do to boo, 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 boo? I said, what you mean? He said, bro, the nurses said you came over here and healed them. I told him, I said, man, that's crazy. That's wild.
Wow.
the patient I talked about the book of Job with.
Yeah.
He goes, bro, what you doing coming to the spinal cord unit and speaking the gospel? He said you casted out demons. I said, let that be what it is. But that's a confirmation.
Facts.
You feel me?
Oh, I love that. I love that.
So take this out. The key thing about this is prior to this point that I made, I had told him I feel like I'm gonna have a difficult time doing spinal cord because I don't want to see all the colostomy bag and people who can't use their bowel anymore. That's gonna be a long standing situation because I got to do that for 5 months. I got to do that from starting November. So I'm gonna be on that rotation starting from November to March.
So I wanted to ask you about that because, okay, so like I said, D3, my sister, she's in med school, like I mentioned before. So this is her question, and I just wanted to bring it up because we're talking about where you are and things like that. So she said, so she said that during the residency applications, a lot of weight is placed on step 1 and step 2 scores, in addition to the personal statement and letters of recommendation. So in your opinion, how important are these standardized tests in comparison to those things? I think that's, I just wanted to ask this question here because you're talking about where you are now, but before you even get there, right, that's my understanding, is you have to get past this first hurdle. And I know a lot of the med school students are talking about these step 1 and step 2 scores and how it's affecting them and things like that. And I know in your personal journey, before you got to where you are right now, you had some roadblocks and some hiccups of your own. So if you could just speak a little bit to that and how important you think the standardized tests are in comparison to, the other things.
Okay, so the standardized exam.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Facts. Mm-hmm.
Such as having publication or doing presentations, what I'm saying, stuff like that. And just certain things could be assessed like cultural competency, et cetera, et cetera. Somebody said they can't hear me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
It's like your Wi-Fi is like it's like choppy a little bit, but I mean, I'm hearing what's coming through. I'm scared to change anything because I don't want anything to cut off again.
No, I think you good. Do I sound okay?
You sound a little choppy, but I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so somebody said my audio went out for a bit, but it's back.
Oh, okay.
I think my audio is a little bit loud.
Well, probably.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. I can hear you.
Yeah, so I decided to,
Your screen is frozen though, but I can hear you.
Can
I'm
you
just
hear
gonna
me?
give him a little minute to get everything together.
Hold
Okay, so I'm hearing the sounds, but I don't see your face. I just see your what's the little picture. Yeah, I hear you. There we go.
Is it better now?
Yeah, we're good money. Yeah, it's much better now.
It's better now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I think it's fixed.
Yeah, that don't clear.
It's clear now, right?
Yeah.
This girl cheesy. All right, so yeah, just there's a category of things that are being assessed. So having a strong board exam score not only makes you better, so having good, but don't be lopsided. Do stuff in volunteer, be in the
Yeah.
community, do research. Any opportunity, to shadow extra, get that in. Like be well all rounded. They love
Yeah.
seeing a well all rounded applicant,
Well-rounded person.
and stuff like that. So that's important.
That's good. That's good. I want to make sure I touch on what I have written down, but also we have questions that people submitted. I did want to ask you, what kind of fellowships can you go into from PM&R, and are you interested in any?
Yeah, there's quite a few. You can go in and do specified traumatic brain injury fellowship, specialized focus in spinal cord injury. You have cancer rehab. You have pediatrics rehab. You have sports medicine. You have
Mm-hmm.
pain management. You have
You talked
sports.
about that pain management before, yeah.
Yeah, you have sports and spine. And certain people create little niches that they can also go into and stuff like that. You can go in and, what else is a fellowship? So that's most of it.
Yeah, I mean that's a good variety. If you had to, how would you
And
describe?
if the person wants more insight, just go to physiatry.com or physiatry.com or go to AAPM&R. You can read about the field, and then you can see all the fellowships
That
available.
you can do?
Yeah, they list all of them.
That's good. That's a good resource right there. That's beautiful. If you could, how would you describe a day in the life of someone that would be working in your field or where you want to be working?
So like I said, it's rotation dependent. Sometimes, so far a day in our life has started at 8 a.m. and sweetly some days you can get out by 12 p.m. I'm just playing.
That's not bad. That's not
playing.
bad at all.
I'm just playing. The general day is 8 a.m., to 5 p.m. That's the general day, right? That's a full day. And you can't go beyond that, obviously. So that's your inpatient rotation, right? And when you're inpatient, generally you're always on that schedule. And we all know, obviously, if you sign it out during the end of the day, the cushion may be 4 p.m. If it goes like that. But I mean, that's not what you pursue because you're always busy and you're always working with the team. So if the team needs help till that time or even beyond, you do what you need to do. It's not about this whole thing's not about schedule. It's not about rushing out of there. It's just something that's ACGME required, and that's the maximum you can work per day.
Yeah.
So obviously people have life, so they should only work that much.
Yeah.
But it could be sweet in the outpatient scene, depending on the patients that you deal with. Some days you can come in at 8, and then just a few amount of patients. It's still COVID time period, so you're not getting that type of heavy people coming outpatient like that. So you can get out sometimes by 12. 1 o'clock, 2.
That's good.
So you can see how good and beneficial, that, and you get a lot of outpatient time period. So that goes into the mileage reduction, and mental health. Because you gotta imagine you're only a human being and you're working at like that for years. Then you go into practicing. In that, either you go into practice and you decompress you know, but not everybody decompresses like that, you know, or knows how to even decompress. So people could go into into madness, and, you know,
Yeah.
because one I want to hit on, I just learned this a few days ago, is that going to medical school and becoming a physician, you have to think bigger. Now that I'm in this position, my message will change. You know, my message. The only reason my message is changing is because I'm becoming more familiar.
Mm-hmm.
When you go in and you say you want to be a surgeon in
Yeah.
any type of way, you got to think about malpractice insurance.
Talk about it.
Because that malpractice insurance, whatever you seen that person is making, let's say $600K.
Yeah.
You salivating, but you're not thinking about the deductions that come with that.
Talk
The
about
malpractice for that person is way more expensive than a
Talk about
pediatrician.
For sure. For
So
sure.
we don't know that. So you know what I mean? So
yeah.
So I think it was the spirit of God that came yesterday to give me a physical. So I just applied for my insurance, my life insurance, and my disability. So I had somebody come visit me yesterday and was giving me insight, a nurse. And when he mentioned the malpractice, I said,
your eyes not open.
My eyes don't fit him. My eyes don't fit him. Like what?
Yeah.
Somebody lied to me. So I must come in and be suffering myself. Now doing all this. You come here to come sack me. You know why it's like that though? Because that's a higher risk field.
For sure. Higher risk, higher reward, all of that.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So obviously it should not deter you from going to that route, but you gotta ask yourself the preparations that you need to make and how you need to really pocket yourself.
Facts.
There's no room. There's no room for chance for extraness to happen. That is why some people are OCD.
Yeah.
In that about washing, how many gloves you gonna put on. They don't want no infections to infect nobody. They don't want nothing. Because they don't understand the risk. They're not gonna take no chance of a medical student, you know, who wants to come in and shadow that comes in and breaks the seal of sterility.
Just got that everything.
Got that everything. Now who go vex?
Right.
Surgeon. Who go vex? Why do you think the surgeon is yelling at the surgical nurses, man?
Yeah.
Why do you think are you ready? Cause that malpractice shit.
They have that number in the back of their head. So let me pause right there because that's a whole nother topic. But I do want to ask you.
I'm tapping into the next level now.
No, that's beautiful. But I do want to ask you because you mentioned it earlier, and one of our followers submitted this question is, you know, work-life balance. And I just personally, I feel like you're the perfect person to ask about work-life balance. I mean, for those people watching now that didn't catch the first part, we went through and gave him all his flowers because he has his hands in everything. So how do you
but you know what's crazy is that video is not it's lost now.
Why?
Did you save the video?
So I saved something on the other thing. I'm gonna go back and look at it, but it might be long.
Oh, you got something going on over here.
Something was saved. So we'll go back and get our IT. We'll go back and get our IT people. We might play a little bit of your music on the way out so they can catch it, you know.
All right, go ahead. Let's keep going.
But
I got my back scratch over here.
I'm crying.
You need it.
That's not every black household at this point. But
it's a heavily important thing in PM&R because you gotta realize you gotta use other things to help you when you can't do it yourself.
I like that. So you good. I like that. So talk to me about work-life balance. And then I just want you to mention real quickly if you would ever consider going back home to practice.
Oh, absolutely. First of all, going back home to practice in my field, how niche it is. I feel like people in Nigeria know more about this field because they actually focus in this type of fields. The necessity that we need this. I was just thinking the other day, I was like, I don't lose my medicine skills at all.
Yeah.
Because I still do medicine heavily inpatient because it's still the same. You got to take care of these patients. Gotta
Yeah,
manage
yeah,
their blood pressure, their bowel
yeah,
regimen,
yeah.
shit. To mind my
Cholesterol,
language,
all of that.
you know,
Yeah.
all of that. You feel?
Mhm.
So you still work, you still hold on to that, and so going home and actually having a clinic, just regular primary care clinic,
That would go
that's right
crazy.
there. And you're able to do this to knock people's pain, because you know pain is what a lot of people deal with.
Yep.
You know, and you know people be happier if they can get their pain relief. You know, so I can see myself definitely holding it down back home in Nigeria. In many
That's
ways, trying to change certain policies and, you know, do that. So somebody said, "Oh my, no
so much
try where you are is better."
is better.
Of course,
Nah,
they're gonna have their, you know,
we gotta change that mentality. That's the mentality that we gotta change. We gotta change that
word.
mentality. But so I kind of already knew that you would say that, so that's why I just threw that in there. But talk to us about work-life balance. That's what I want you to teach us about. How do you do it? When do you find the time?
So you know, it's something that's super innate now. You know, every step of the way, I've always found balance.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it was doing medical school time when I was reading, study, I've always found a balance. Whether it's when I lost my pops and I was going through that period and grieving,
Mm-hmm.
I always found my balance. So once I knew how I functioned, I just package myself accordingly. Like, you know, if I know I need to pipe down and study, then I cut off, you know, the little things that might derail me. You may not see me post any content
Mm-hmm.
like that. You know, if it's not content about motivated stuff, you know, it won't be about dancing particularly. I'll be more in the
Yeah.
more conscious phase of me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you'll get a little bit of that. That's the mode I'm on at that time. I'm still putting
Mm-hmm.
out exercising content production. You
Yeah.
know, then when I'm trying to be on my creative side and try to, you know, amp up my mood, you might see
Yeah.
me put out a little bit of that. That's that vibe. You know, just what
Yeah.
I've been feeling. So that's my groove right there. I maintain my groove the way I socialize, and that puts me in a space where I now either say yes or no to activities offered.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
typically people be like, hey, you want to go do this and play ball? You want to go out? Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? And I could either say yes or no based on where I'm at with what I'm doing. So that's where the opportunities find me to have a good balance.
Yeah.
I don't do anything that takes me out of my focus per se.
Yeah.
You know, I don't self-inflict myself with things that are gonna destroy my pursuit or put my stuff on hold. I try to be mindful when I'm overly doing a lot. You know what I mean? And then whenever I turn it down, then now it's like, ooh, I enjoy myself so much. I don't
Yeah.
need to then you just grind and get it through.
I like that.
So it's all about endurance. So
Mm-hmm.
so I try to make a plan. Like, you know, like I just finished some studying. I just took a board exam this week. And as you can see,
Yeah.
like this what my calendar would look like. Can you see that?
Yeah. It's out of focus, but we see it.
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay. There we go.
so I know what I need to do every single day. You know, same type stuff.
That's awesome.
Right? I'm always trying to stay on top of what I got to do with a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
know,
love that.
so that helps me out a lot. You know, now that October is done, you know, I got to put some stuff on my calendar. You know, to be mindful of how I'm moving. Because the thing about it, if you don't write things down, you don't get nothing done.
Yeah.
Everything stems from preparation. Even if you want to enjoy your life, you got to prepare to enjoy it. You know?
Yeah. I remember you were talking to some students. I just want to throw this in there. So, you know, as village doctors, all four of us, we know you. We are well versed in, you know, what you've done for medicine and minorities in medicine and everything. But personally, I remember the first video that I saw you in, you were speaking to some kids in like a tough suit. I think it was a suit or a traditional fit. And I was like, who is this guy? Like, he's fly, he got the suit, he's teaching these kids beautiful messages. Like, we love it. And then the next time that I saw you, you were talking to the kids again, and you were, you said, and I don't quote, but you said something like, you know, you all can make the choice to stay out in the hallway and talk to, you know, your friends in the hallway, or you remember? Or you can come in and get the front seat. Your teacher may be handing out some extra credit points. And I thought that was so awesome because you're teaching them, lessons, these important lessons so early on that, maybe other people don't get that opportunity. You know these things because you've been through, these life lessons and your journey being what it was. And you're coming back and just educating these young kids and just helping them stay focused on, where they should be. And I just thought that's just so awesome. So again, thank you for that.
I can't wait.
I
can't wait to be a parent. That's the main important thing, man.
Oh,
I'm
that's
gonna load
beautiful.
them up. I'm gonna load them up like machine guns.
So I'm glad you said that, because the next question that I have for you is a question that we ask all of our interviewers. But again, you are a huge family man. Shout out to you. You are a new uncle.
Yeah.
We love to see it. We love to see you with the little baby. And also,
I got my niece. I got my niece and my nephew, man. My niece, she's my sweetheart.
Yeah.
The way we bond, the way me and her bond is crazy.
Yeah. She be talking to me.
She be looking at me. She be looking at me. I don't be around often. When she sees me, she knows.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Babies know. They know. But you have that spirit. And also, your father passed about 5 years ago. You had the recent anniversary of your father passing, and you've talked about your father and his influence in your life many a times in many different interviews and stuff like that. So with the fact that you are such a huge family man, all of that being considered, who would you consider to be your village? It's like your people around you that support you and things like that. It takes a village. So who would you consider to be, in your village?
My village came in pockets. My village came in pockets. But first my village came from here. You know what I'm saying? Because it took time to get support in things that I'm doing currently. When I wanted to be supported. You know what I mean? I felt like family number one was all on the protective aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it took them a while to buy into my cultural stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It took them a while to buy into my motivational stuff. You know what I mean? It took them a while to buy into just all this extra stuff. Of course, what was more easier to support and do whatever is the will to go through medical school.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, as I was lifting that weight, I felt like I didn't really have all the right people, that I needed for the other aspects. And then people came in spurts. It came in forms of intimacy. It came in forms of people who've already witnessed me and like, okay, boom, I like this person's vibe, support me. It'd be random people that you don't really expect. So I got a little village, out there in Grenada where I went to medical school. I got a village. I got my barber that used to cut my hair. The salon lady with her son, and stuff like that. And she's probably still there if I go back right now. Like, they accepted me in their country. And I brought the flavor and culture, and we didn't miss a beat. I got my my friends and the community out there in New Jersey and New York, that I got to bond with that, love what I brought to the table and ultimately added to my growth in many ways. I got my community in Dallas, friends that I have out there, that supported me, that saw what I've done to the community in Dallas culturally and overall. So, my village is mainly at my home, but my village is dispersed in everywhere I go. There's many different people I can call and say, if I'm having a welcome home party back in Nigeria right now, I have so many people I can send something to come enjoy it in my village.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. We love that. I love that answer. I love that response. It's just so genuine and so true. I'm gonna ask
you gotta be in my feels, man. I really appreciate this, man. Like, it's crazy, man, but it's true. You know what I'm saying? And it's just it's just I appreciate it. I ain't gonna lie, I appreciate it. It's just the observation, and you know, things are tiring. You know, some days I ask myself, like, man, you do a lot, bro. You know, it could be easy if you just, I don't know what else. I don't know how to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know how. I don't know how else to function. You know, everything else is lazy to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything else is lazy to me. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, it's just lazy. I feel like I'm lazy. You know, so I just continuously push myself. You know, even when I fall, you know, you won't know. You know, but everything is not always green. You know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dusty moments, man. But in order to slide a home base, you gotta go through the dirt.
Say that one more time for the people in the back, please.
They don't hear me when I put this. When I put something down, on the table, man, just get your fork and spoon.
Say that one more time.
Get your fork and knife, man.
Back.
When I put something on the table, man, get your fork and knife. I'm gonna feed
you. Let me grab my pencil.
Write it down. Write it down so it can make sense. I'm gonna feed you. You know. Now, what I'm trying to say is like this, man. You gotta go through the dirt.
Yeah.
All the greens in the world don't get you to home base. In order to get to home base, you gotta slide through the dirt. You feel me?
I feel you.
You know what I mean? So when you go through a dirt situation, tell yourself, I'm gonna get this out tomorrow. Right?
Yeah.
When you go through the dirt and you crying and it gets muddy,
yeah.
Tell yourself, I'm gonna get out this mud. You know why you in the mud? Because when you in the dirt, you start crying. It would have been good if you didn't get if you just walked through the process. But anytime it gets muddy, just know I can get myself out this mud. It's possible.
Yeah.
Do it. It might seem like it's tough. It might seem like it's more than everybody's walking on land casually. You might say, "Oh, my muscles ain't built for this type of journey. My calf muscles ain't as strong to get up out this joint. My knee hurt.
Come on,
my back is hurting.
Come on, PM&R.
Yo, God, why you put me in this circumstance? Why everybody else in that situation? But I'm right here. They don't know what I'm going through. God, why my bank account ain't hitting like other residents? God, why is it that people can post about where they at? I can't do that right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got people moving on to the next thing, publication, but I ain't doing that right now. Oh, snap. God, I went to medical school and I can't even talk about myself as a doctor. God, what you trying to tell me? Oh, Priscilla, she's right here. Priscilla's a friend of mine. I was in the space. She know this. I got witnesses. Every time I talk with Priscilla, she knows. Because it doesn't matter what I'm doing online in any given day. She was there in that pocket, and she know. She know the anguish I was in that period. You feel me? Beginning 2019. I don't know how I became tight with her. This just happened. I was talking to her, buying it. She, God she got a good spirit of God. Me and her was tethering. You know what I mean? I made my first motivational track EP that I dropped within that season. I called her in at the end of the track, one of the tracks, and she spoke something I put on the tape. Every time I need to remember myself, I go back and I listen to that track. It's very crucial and important that, you make it understandable to yourself what your journey is going to be about. So far, one thing I'm seeing as the picture is that anytime I have a plan, anytime I thought I knew what I was going to be, the things that are coming natural to me, I'm becoming. But a position that I'm pursuing doesn't always mount to be that position that God ultimately has for me. And I believe that when you put a position in front of you, you kind of block your position in front of God. I don't know if you got that part. You listen to the
I caught it.
I don't know if you got that part. You know what I'm saying? Because if you position where you want to be, you understand that position is blocking the position that you should be facing.
That God put for you.
You feel?
I heard what you said.
So with that being said, like, I was just talking to my mom every time I get off work, man. I don't know what y'all do, but I call my mom every day. As soon as I get out of work, first thing first, FaceTime. I call my mom. We talk about 10, 15 minutes. I call my mom every day. I asked my mom this question. I said, everybody else call you like I do? She said, nah, you don't know what to be called. I call all my family members every day.
Yeah.
The only person I don't call every day is my brother, because I know his frequency of picking up is low. So I don't put the energy there. But I call him though. So I don't get heartbroken if you don't pick up, because I already know. Understandable.
Yeah.
My youngest sisters. The youngest one, she could pick up, but she could be sleeping too or tired. My Barbie Cheeks, the one I call her, she almost always picks up. My older sister that has my niece and my nephew, you know, she routinely picks up just as equal, but she's busy, so she don't pick up. I understand. So I like to keep a communication with my people, you know, all the time. You know, it's very important, because good people around you, the village that you're speaking of, that's the people that nourish and pour into you. Even Coco right here, you know, Coco that's online, you know, I can tell you, I got a village on social media. I don't want to pin social media village to Coco, you know what I'm saying, Courtney, you know, because she's more than just a social media friend, you know, personally, she's been uplifting. I know times phases of my journey. I think she sent me something on Cash App one time, you know, I was talking about myself. You know, things like that. I'll be honest, I tell you. You know what I'm saying? This thing is not because, oh my goodness, I willed myself by myself. I did not. I had to fall on my knee. I had to get broken down in what I thought. I saw myself shatter. You feel me? I had to tear. I had to cry. You could get me. There was a lot of times in my car, I was crying about the process. I didn't know. I was scared. The fear that I had, the fear that I had back in college about the journey, I felt it at the end of the journey. Like, why am I not feeling the fear more at the end than in the beginning?
Like,
I don't got this far. You know what I'm saying? Why am I fearing? Like, bro, sometimes you get so overwhelmed, like, God, like, why you put me in too much pressure, man? You know I'm gonna stick through it. You know I ain't gonna lose faith. God, make it easy.
But didn't you talk about Job earlier?
That's what I know. See, the problem with me is I know what it is, but it's hard living it.
It's hard, yeah. You doing it.
Listen, all the info I've been putting out, don't think I'm perfect. I struggle. I get lazy too. You get me?
I mean, we don't see you being lazy. We see you being real active out here, but we believe you.
I push back some other important things, and I catch myself having to scramble and stuff like that. You know, things can get better. You know, but whew, I've been like, you know, I've been speaking to my soul that, you know, that I actually need to invest and start going to therapy. Not therapy for anything that is malignant or anything like that or crucial, but therapy isn't this type of, you know what I'm saying, like the therapy that I was looking for, I've been getting of recently, because I've been realizing my therapy is to talk the journey. Spend time, talk the journey. I know I got something for me, but enjoy what has passed. So the memory of it don't get lost. You do it all, but you don't revise it, you lose it. Next thing you know, like, I don't remember, you have dementia to it.
You be like, oh, I forgot about that.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to enjoy what you've done so far. See the impact that you've made so far. Like, even though it has the outcome and the yield, it's because you haven't been looking into financial profit so much. People gotta understand, like, don't wait till the end of a job to realize that's how profitable you are. Or I mean, the end of when you finally finish prepping for a career, you start. That's not how profitable you are. People, you know what I'm saying? People look at their profit level based on what their title, that occupation will reach. You start putting a cap on yourself because you see the occupation is gonna make you 500 to 800K. Oh yeah, that's gonna be me. Nah,
you don't know you're limiting yourself.
Nah, you should feel like you worth 50 billion. What you talking about?
That's the quote right
you worth 50 billion. What you talking about? They're gonna tell you, oh, because you do this, nah, that's not how I'm spending my time. I know
He
what
said,
God put
nah.
in me. What? You didn't pay me
Yeah.
enough. I'm doing this because I love it. But you're not paying me enough, for it. So I'm gonna do my life and I'm gonna enjoy my whole life.
Period. Period.
Bro, I
You love it.
said to myself when I was struggling for places to see what I do, if that's my Achilles heel, I said, God, you know what? I ain't gonna go anywhere that's not gonna support who I am. And all the things. I'm not about to spend years and then reduce my size because they don't like me being a cultural man. They don't like me doing something in the community. They don't like me doing all that. If that was the case, go put me where I'm going to flourish, being me. And God spun me right back to Houston, back to U of H area.
Where you
I can really
started.
do due diligence in a place
Yeah.
that I know I went to classroom and
Yeah.
studied and slept in class.
Yeah.
You feel me? Places where I knew I walked through, places I know of the struggle. I can feel.
Yeah.
Like when I recently spoke to the kids, I said, listen, the first talk I'm gonna have at University of Houston next year in Martin Luther King Day or around that period is titled Out the Mud. So right now I'm already, so when that came to my mind, that's how I'm feeling, that's how I'm talking right now. Since then, I'm rehearsing my message. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all gonna see a big thing happen. I'm imagining 100 to 200 kids. I'm imagining a videographer. I'm imagining being mic'd up. I'm imagining making a statement. Oh, it's gonna be Doctor's Message coming out party 2022.
Ooh, hey, you already know the Village Doctors is here for that. We are such fans. If you need us to do anything,
Word.
we're here. If you need any support, for sure. Like honestly, all jokes aside, I mean, Village Doctors, Doctors Mess. I mean, that's what we're here for. That's why we're doing what we're doing. So, for sure. I mean, just know we are for sure in your corner. Support
Let me prophesy another thing, man.
Go ahead.
You know what's crazy?
Mm-hmm.
What's crazy is 2015, man. 2015 is such a crazy year, crazy time period. The way it started was monumental. I had just done my first full year at at Grenada. 2015 came in. I said, I spent all my time in Grenada, sitting in that pocket, sitting in jail, sitting in prison.
People don't know that.
Surrounded by ocean, in an island, in that pocket, in my mind, going crazy, trying to get out of here, trying to succeed. At the same time, find out myself properly. What happened to me was I came back and I said to myself, I got to make a whole new page for all this motivation I've been spewing. I said, you know what? I'm going to title this thing Doctor's Message. I said, I'm going to pop this thing off. I said, I'm going to take the leap of faith to create this entity. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It was just recently that I pinned my LLC. I've been building this, and I just did the LLC months ago. You feel me? But people be like, they gotta wait for some time to make it. Listen, ain't gotta know how I'm coming or how it's sealed by God. But when you're trying to take it to the next level, I say, you know what? I got a whole new entity for it. And then all my music is under that entity.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
But in general, though, it's just so powerful to be at this point and the fact that it's relevant because the statement I'm actually trying to make here is that I had somebody yesterday ask me about a message that I dropped on my page, and the message was essentially about if when things are holding you back, you don't know what you've been prepared for that's coming after that. You know what I'm saying? So you may not be ready for what's coming after. You're not just ready for what you get to. You got to be super ready for what's coming after, because sometimes we go through a crisis period and we become shocked in that moment. That shock now becomes memory that is stored. It becomes our alarm clock when we're doing the next thing that we're doing, because now areas that we weren't so good at, we become very vigilant about making sure that we're sharp at it. You know what I'm saying? Being good at something is different than being sharp.
Yeah, for sure.
You can be sharp, but you're not good.
Yeah.
But being sharp gives you opportunity. You could be really good with the knife, but you're having a struggle because it's dull. You feel?
Yeah.
You could be bad with the knife, but because it's sharp, you make an impact. You cut something. You feel me?
I told him you was gonna drop the gems today. I told him.
But see, when you good, and you go from good to great. But let's talk about not being great. But when you're good, and you're sharp,
it's different. Come on.
But you missed what I was trying to say. You thought I was gonna say that you gotta go from good to great.
You don't have to.
You just gotta be good and be sharp. And you look what? Great.
You look great. Nice.
When people know you good, they just know you good, but when you don't test yourself. Testing yourself is testing your utensils. You gotta test yourself with your utensils, all your gifts, all your everything. Test yourself with that. I tell people this, I'm not here to persuade you to go be a physician. You feel me?
Yeah.
If that's what you want to do, I want to let you understand the characteristic that you carry with that journey. You a vehicle.
For sure.
It don't matter what the BMW and Mercedes look like. It's all about who's pushing the whip.
Dr. O.
Because when the car crashes, who they're concerned about? Who's inside the whip? Have you ever seen a burning BMW? Somebody's crying about it, unless they own it.
Unless they own it, yeah. They worried about who's
outside. Nobody, your friends ain't gonna cry that your BMW crashed and burned out, but they're gonna cry if you were in there and got burned down.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I just want to let them finish. Don't give them too much. Don't give them too much.
Oh my God.
Don't give them too much. Don't give them too much.
Man. Just keep applying pressure, man. That's really the ultimate statement.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview. I mean, we just keep getting better and better, and just top caliber. I said it before, amongst ourselves when the village doctors were prepping for this interview, and when you agreed to do the interview, just understand yesterday's price is not today's price. You understand what I'm saying?
And just I know you're trying to end this. I know when you're trying to get, but I was just reflecting the other day when Fat Joe said that statement, and I was just kind of like, I was telling a friend, I was like, listen, I know we're streaming right now. I know everybody's seeing it, but you don't know. You don't know what was in that man.
When he said that. Yeah.
He was just so irrelevant before he said that. But no, you're not catching. You want to see Fat Joe prevalent like that. You want to see Fat Joe be like in your eye, in your front view so much. When he said that, for some reason, Fat Joe was being seen with Ashanti. There was a wave where everything was moving. Fat Joe low-key hot right now. Ashanti coming back right now.
He was doing his thing real quiet, but I understand what you're saying. Now he's on Front Street with it.
He's on Front Street with it. Because his yesterday's price is really not his today's price. He's supposed to be the future. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
You feel me?
I hear you. So I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Honestly, this was an amazing interview. Thank you so much. I was so excited to do this interview. Of all the village doctors, I will not lie. I was very excited to do this interview. Just like I said, we've been following your journey for so long. I'm such a fan of the work that you're doing. I love it. So I appreciate you.
Wow.
It was more than anything I could have expected. You came with that energy off jump. I appreciate you for that. So I just want to, if it's okay with you, I just want to end on your music. Can we do that?
Go ahead. You can toss those flowers too. Let me hear. I just make it to play music.
Let me see what I'm gonna play. Hold on. Okay, now let's see this one. This one.
Oh,
Right? Yeah. Y'all gotta go stream his music.
you know what's
Thank
crazy?
you so much.
You know what's crazy is this is
Mhm. What's going on? You said you know what's crazy. What's crazy?
Biakene. Ogono DJ Kaijewe. Ifedema Kaimekwe. Owatutongwa no Kairiwe. Neje. Kanso. Bianso. Kailo. Yemekiki. Kaifo. If you don't know, you go know. If any mekwe see me meko. Popotalacha Adamosuzo Adago. If any I forgot my word.
Can I just say, and I almost forgot to say this. I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna wrap up if that's okay with
Word.
you. I just wanna say we seen your lion outfit for that performance. You was killing them. I was like, whoa, he really hopped out here with the fur. He got the lion on the back. It was different. It was I was like, oh, that's what we're doing? But we loved it. I was like, I have to bring it up because the outfit was crazy. It was crazy. And then you had the wind blowing.
I just put that joint together, man. I didn't even know what to wear for the performance. I was like, I had no idea.
The wind was blowing. The fur was.
Oh, the fur was furring.
The fur was furring. You was on the stage.
The fur.
We love it. We love it.
Oh,
but thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Send your suya whenever you make another batch.
Yo,
I'm
actually thinking about making something this weekend. We're gonna keep that.
Do what you have to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to open a grill soon.
Yes, open it. I will be there.
All right, say less. Thank you so much. Have a blessed evening.
For sure. Thank you.
All right, everybody, thank y'all for tuning in.